Hi guys and gals, and welcome back to another Board No Game video. Today's video is dedicated to some SINoALICE, so let's jump right into it. If you go into menu, then menu, go into notice, and then in the notice, you're going to click the maintenance notice today. This is going to be the maintenance occurring 2300 to 2359 PST, and of course I'll have time converters down below, but this should already be converted for you. Pretty much the biggest thing is Fenrir is going to be appearing in this cycle of the patch to be a magically weak boss. So for the most part, bring a lot of magical attack if you can, but he's still weak to physical attack, so feel free to bring him. Thing is, bring like a lot of wind weapons or nature weapons if you have them, magical ideally, so spears, guns, all that stuff. He is going to be the next class that you're going to be wanting, and if you don't have her, it's fine. For the most part, I would say, bring Tome Dorothy if you can, just for increased debuffs. So for the last thing you have to worry about is that his physical defense pretty much booms at the last phase. So any physical skills that you pretty much use, it's only going to be one. I think you've heard this before, but for the most part, get ready for the last phase, save your magic weapons, and it should be much easier than Ogre for the most part. So that's really nice. For the next thing that we're going to be talking about, going to be the banner that is going to be appearing, and that is Beauty. Now, there's some cliff notes about Sleeping Beauty banner. It is going to not be the greatest banner, I would say. It's because of the fact that we have a lot of things that scale a little bit better. But the thing is, it's only the sword. It's only the sword, but there is some things that are to be desired. So as far as Sleeping Beauty goes, she is going to be an 800 physical attack class, and that's going to be amazing because she is the first class to provide us such high stats from her class alone. As far as her sprite goes, it's really cool, and her artwork is pretty darn amazing. Now, for the weapons that's going to be appearing, it's going to be the tome and the sword. This is at MLB, so these stats aren't realistic. For the most part, this sword is pretty underwhelming, only 1700 attack. Its cost is at 17, so it's a bit lower than usual. I almost feel like it should be cost 16 just because of the stats. It's only 4600 in total. The thing is physical attacks, it is somewhat decent. At max at hands at 2281, that is pretty substantial. The thing is though, I don't think this is worthy of an MLB weapon. This banner is not a rate up, so if you go into Twitter, it's just a normal banner. That's why I would say it's a little bit scary to pull on. Now, the tome in particular has support boon 2, and while it does have support boon 2, it only reduces one stat in particular, and that's going to be physical attack. So it's not going to be the best tome just because it only reduces physical attack, and right now magical attack is more meta in Colosseum. So because Fenrir is going to be appearing, this tome is pretty much made to counter Fenrir. I would say it is a decent tome, just because if you want support boon 2, it'll definitely deal the job. So the last thing is going to be the Nightmare, and I would say this Nightmare is pretty darn good. Blue Poppy is essentially Jormungandr. And what Jormungandr does, which is so amazing, is it massively increases the hit rate for Colosseum aid skills. So all your support boon 2s, Dauntless Courages, recovery support, all those skills are going to have much better procs. So you're essentially going to do more damage, heals, etc, etc. So it's going to be a really great replacement for Jorm because this is 0 SP. So yeah, that's a crazy Nightmare to release out of nowhere. For the most part, that's pretty much it for this banner or for the patch. Now the thing is there is going to be a double gem pack, but this double gem pack I'm personally not going to be spending just because I don't feel like I need to for Sinnoh at the current moment. The biggest thing is the Invaders event is going to be ending. So if we go into story, into the events, into the Invader events, it's going to be the explanation going to be ending. So it's the last night is pretty much today, and if you're going to push for ranks, go for it and do it. This event was pretty fun. Make sure to farm Tune of Demise to get the golden armor to tackle Fenrir. But for the most part, it's nice to have Invaders going just because it was really grindy getting ranks and everything. But that's going to be pretty much it. Metal exchange, nothing's really expiring. Just make sure to spend your Invader medals. But for the most part, I feel like everyone's completely tapped out on their Invader medals. It's gonna be a small patch, but kind of welcome that it's a small patch in my opinion, just because we need a little bit of a break after Grand Colosseum, after Space Invaders and everything occurring. So that's it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. I'll see you in the next one.